All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here, and I'm in front of the camera again. I just wanted to say thank you guys for 16,000 subscribers. I just recently hit that here on my channel. I know it's the slowest growing watch channel out there, but thank you guys for helping me get to that number. Today we're going to actually do a full review of the Pagani. I don't recall the actual reference number. It will be in the description down below and in the title of the video. But I've had this watch for a little over a month, got to spend a whole week with this watch on my wrist, and I have some good things to say about it. I don't really have a whole lot of negatives, to be honest with you, with this watch, especially at the price point these watches go for. So let's turn the camera around, get this one down on the instrument of surrender, and see what we think about it. All right, guys, so thanks for sticking around for the actual video of this watch. One thing I didn't mention in that introduction there is that I'm actually going to be giving this watch away. So I don't want to make a giveaway announcement, because when I put that in the title of the video, I get all kinds of scammers and stuff that come in and do that. So if you guys are watching the video, if you make a comment down below, I'm going to put you in a drawing for this watch. And within the next couple of weeks or so, I will do a drawing for the watch, and I will be giving it to the winner. And if you're out of the United States, I'll try to work with you to arrange some kind of a shipping agreement or something if we can make that work out. So anyways, guys, this is the PD 1662 is, I believe, the reference number on this. This is what we're calling the Riddler, or the Sprite, mimicked after the newest release of the GMT from Rolex, the left-hand drive, as they're calling it. So I'm still really not used to this design. I know, for years, Tudor has had the left-hand drive, or the LHD Pelagos. Great watch. I've worn one on my wrist. It's a very cool watch. It's a titanium model, so it's a little bit lighter than this. But one of the things I will say is, after wearing this watch for a week, the left-hand crown is super comfortable. It really, you never have that issue of anything digging into your wrist. Now, if you're left-handed and you're going to wear this on your right wrist, that is what it is. But for me, I wear my watch on my left wrist, and having this left-hand drive set up like this, it is very, very comfortable. It's something I noticed right away with it. So, some other things you guys are going to want to know about this. This is running the, I do think it's the DG5833 Hangzhou movement. It's a GMT movement. I believe it's right around 40 hours of power reserve. I've gotten a little bit less than that, but it's pretty close. Probably like 35 to 40 hours of power reserve with this watch, once you've got it fully wound up. Now, here's what's crazy about this. The first week I wore the watch, I measured it for the first 3 or 4 days. Then I just kept wearing it. And those first 3 or 4 days, it was honestly like -1, +1, +2. It was running incredibly well. At the end of 7 days of wearing it, I hadn't tested it again, so I just threw it down there, and it was at like 0.4 seconds fast during that entire 7 days of wearing it. So I think it's I don't know. I know I've heard things about oiling issues and whatnot, but from what I can tell from a week on the wrist with this movement, it is a very, very comfortable movement. It winds up very well. The winding action in it reminds me a lot of a Miyota movement. Once you get it going, you can really hear the rotor spinning in there, and you get a little bit of that Miyota wobble that we talk about and whatnot. But, the watch runs really good. The bezel on the watch is a little bit loose. That's one of the things I noticed. I did, as I was wearing it, doing not strenuous, but maybe outside working, I did knock it a few times and turn the bezel. Not a problem. This is a GMT watch. It's not a diver's watch, so that's not really going to be a problem. The only other thing with this bezel is that it is set up like a diver's bezel. It's 120 clicks. It's unidirectional, whereas most GMT bezels should be bidirectional, just because for a GMT watch, when you're changing time zones, it's easier just to move it back and forth both ways. The dimensions on the watch, let me go ahead and tell you those. It's 40 millimeter case from side to side, just slightly over 40, 47.9, so 48 millimeters lug to lug, or north to south. Top of the case, or bottom of the case, the top of the sapphire crystal on this watch, 12.9 or 13 millimeters, and it's running 20 millimeter lug openings as it should. Screw down crown is really, really nice on the watch. With this movement, you do also have hacking and hand winding. Now, this is one thing. Watch this, guys. I pulled that crown out. Once the crown was all the way out, and this has happened to me multiple times with this movement, I'm not really sure why, but once I pull the crown all the way out, which should stop the watch, it runs for about 2 seconds, and then it stops. It comes to a stop. Not really a big deal. It has not affected the actual running of the watch or anything like that, but I did want to note that to you guys. Nice screw down crown, nice crown tube, as you guys can see, with the gasket on it. For date changes, as simple as turning your wheel here in this direction. Now, if you want to change your GMT hand, that's going in that direction there. Pretty simple and easy to do. So we want to get this near 16 where we left off, right there. and it should pop into place like it did there. One, it is weird winding this crown and screwing the crown down because everything is the opposite as you feel like it should be. So I honestly, when I was setting this watch and doing anything like that, I was actually taking the watch off my wrist and flipping it over to do that kind of stuff. Bracelet on the watch wears extremely well. Nice taper from 20 down to 16 of the clasp assembly. Polished center links as you see here. Oyster style bracelet. Well put together clasp assembly. Very nicely done. Somebody did make a comment in the last video that this clasp assembly and everything looks better than an earlier Pagani design, or at least the bracelet itself does. So I'm not sure if they have improved the design on their bracelets, but this is very, very well done. Now, one thing I don't, and maybe I'm missing something here, but I don't find or see any micro adjustment availability on this bracelet whatsoever. I think that would be very nice and very helpful. I did find a few times where this watch either felt a little bit loose on me or sometimes a little bit tight, and having that micro adjustment would really, really help. So good looking timepiece, you know, excuse me guys, at the price point of around $100, you can find these a lot of times under $100. I don't think you can really go wrong. You're buying a pure homage watch though. You're buying a watch that does not really have any true originality to it. It's based on another watch. They took the design from another watch and basically stuck their name on it. And if you have a problem with that, this isn't going to work out for you because it is purely an homage watch. But it's to a watch that, to be honest with you, a lot of people aren't going to be able to find, number one, and maybe not be able to afford at the price point that these go for, you know, on the new market, which tends to be with Rolex's the secondary market out there where the prices just go crazy, although we've seen that changing a little bit lately. So down here is the packaging, the boxing. If you guys do want to see that, I'll leave a link to the unboxing of this watch in the video description down below, and you can check that out. But let's go ahead and throw this one on my 7-inch wrist and stick around for that Loom shot. All right, guys, so here's the watch on my 7-inch wrist. Fits extremely well. It really does, and it is a very nice looking, comfortable watch. I did wear this watch in the shower just to kind of test the waterproof, and no problem at all. Wore it in a hot shower for probably 15 minutes, no problems whatsoever. Made sure to get it under the water quite a bit. I haven't swam with it. I haven't done any jumping or diving into any lakes or anything like that, but I think the 100 meters water resistance that you're going to get with this watch will be just about fine for most activities you guys do in the water. So let's go ahead and kill the lights and check out the Loom. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and light this one up. Yep, there's light coming in through the back window of my room, so it's not completely pitch black, but that actually makes it easier for my camera to focus and whatnot. So I was actually pretty impressed with the Loom on this watch. It actually is very bright, and it glows for quite a long time. I lit this thing up one night before I went to bed, and I wore it, and surprisingly, at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I usually go to bed by 10 o'clock. At 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I had absolutely no problem reading this watch. So there is no Loom on the bezel itself, none whatsoever, but you can see how nice and bright blue those indices glow. So I'm assuming this is like a BGW9 sort of mixture of Loom, but man, it really looks good on there, and it's very, very bright. I love the blue Loom. So great looking timepieces, guys. I'll leave links down below in the description, Amazon links, their affiliate links, but I'll leave some links down below to where you guys can pick these up if you're interested. There's a whole bunch of different designs out there from Pagani. I mean, from these GMTs to your Explorer style, all kinds of different styles. So if there's something out there that you want to check out, I'll try to leave a link down below in the description. I'll also leave a link to the unboxing video of this watch. So again, this watch will be a giveaway. You guys leave a comment down below in the comment section, and you'll get put into that contest for the giveaway for this watch. So all right, guys, you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.